we wanted to include recycled, reused, things that are biodegradable. This being the first time that we've done this sort of thing before, we had to look at a lot of different angles and kind of have partially green things as opposed to an entire unit, because we found out through our research that being green is very expensive. So what we've had to do is think of how we put together theater usually, and then piece by piece figure out what we can do differently.
So the challenge has been, how do you do a green production and think environmentally and still maintain the same production values? You would think it would not be a relatively new concept to theater, but it seems to be like people are only now starting to think about how we can produce pieces of art that are environmentally friendly. I know in terms of the lighting, that's been a huge issue, is how do you do green lighting, right? Because you still have to use electricity and you still have to use gels and things like that. And so I know our lighting designer has been trying to see what's out there, and as of right now, there's not a lot.
When we first sat down and committed that we were going to try to do a green show, there was a lot of worry among all the people that work on the shows. And so I had to explain to them that just because we're going to do a recycled or a green or environmentally friendly show doesn't mean that we're going to have to build a set out of milk cartons and the costumes out of Meyer bags. We want to make a show with the same production value that our audiences are used to and all of our students are being trained to build. Because if we have to change everything we do, the majority of all sets are made out of wood. You have to sew costumes. If we change all those just for the sake of being green, then we're nullifying our own education. So we need to find ways to fit this into our process and still give the audiences what they expect to see from a Department of Theatre show, and still try to protect the environment.